Well, hello everybody. So I want to continue from, I think the last topic I spoke about was on emotions, and I just wanted to continue on that. So this will be about feeling your emotions. Sometimes I grew up um, being taught that emotions were not good. You had to suppress them. You had to deny them. They weren't good for you. Men sure weren't allowed to show them. Period. So first of all, before I even start there, remember we always come from the premise of the true me. I am a spirit. I have a soul, which is my mind and my emotions, and I live in this body that is temporal. So, based on that, from our previous teaching, we discussed that your emotions basically are housed, with your mind and your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings. They either are created from your spirit being or they are created from your environment. They input from your parents and things like that, from your belief system and so on. So that's where those emotions come from. But as I was saying, that I was not encouraged to express emotions as a child. I might be revealing my age, but anyway. First of all, so emotions are not gender specific. Everybody has emotions. So in my day, it was only girls were emotional or females were emotional and hormonal and things like that, and weren't allowed to feel those emotions. So my question is to you. I don't know what your belief systems are or were and what you grew up with. Maybe you were taught how to express and feel emotions and what to do with them. So if for me, if I wasn't allowed to express my emotions verbally or discuss them, how did I deal with that? Um, did I eat them? Did I eat my emotions? So when I felt some emotion, did I go for food instead of dealing with it? Did some people may drink, some people may medicate themselves to avoid going to that emotion. And some people aren't aware that it's actually an emotion that they're dealing with. So we have to become conscious of those feelings, of that emotion. Are you afraid that if you show those emotions, that you won't be understood? People will think, oh, too emotional, too touchy, you're too much for me. Can you find someone who would be willing to listen to your emotions? No judgment. Judgment is not allowed. This is a judgment-free zone that this has to happen in. Do you feel you can talk freely about your emotions? Have you been shut down when needing to express your emotions? How do you cope? Eating, drinking, medicating? Do you express them, feel them, acknowledge them, go to God with them? Are you aware of your emotions? Becoming aware or becoming an observer of those emotions is the first step to recognizing that you truly are a three-part being. And no judgment allowed, as I said. Just feel them. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just be the observer of them from your spirit side. Acknowledge them. Say to yourself, hey, I feel sad. I feel mad. I feel angry. I feel fear. I feel disgust. So those are just some emotions that I'm giving as an example. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's okay. It's okay to feel those emotions. It's not wrong. It's not bad. And when you're feeling these emotions, where are you feeling them in your body? Just, do you find yourself, your neck goes tight? For me, it's my neck. My neck goes tight. Some people, it's their chest goes tight. Some people, their stomach gets sore. Where are those emotions manifest? And now I'm talking, these could be good emotions as well. Happy emotions also are going to manifest in your body. So emotions aren't, and that was my big story. I always thought emotions were negative and bad for you. But emotions can be positive too. But we're talking about what do you do when it is a negative emotion and you're unable to express it. Sometimes you might want to look deeper. Can you ask yourself what this emotion is really about? Can you ask yourself, no judgment, what is the root of this emotion? Why am I mad right now? What's really behind it? And so here are some of the things that I might say to myself. Do I feel that I'm not being heard? Do I feel that I'm not being understood? That I'm not being valued? That I'm not loved? I want acceptance just as I am. Or I want justice. I want revenge, and so on. So look at it from that point of view. What is actually the stem of that? And you may have to unpeel many layers of an onion to get there eventually. And don't be harsh. And this could take months, it could take years. But go there, speak it out. Let it be heard. Let your emotions have their voice. Now, you can be brave, and eventually we want to do that. We want to change. You see, these emotions, like I said, they come from input. They're either coming from your spirit being, from inside you, or they're coming from outside of you. Your, like I said, your environment, your upbringing, situations, circumstances. So now, if you can challenge yourself and rather look inward and say, okay, I acknowledge that I'm angry. Can I be brave to change the story that made me angry? Can I be brave and change that story and say, actually, I am worth more than just being angry. I am worth more. It is well with me inside. I am okay. I am good. I am great. Pull from your inner man, your spirit man, your God place. I am loved. I am heard. I am accepted. I am valuable. And then those emotions will latch to a different story. They change to the story. And that story will activate emotions of love, joy, contentment, and trust. My big one is trust. We've had to, and I still do today, I work on trust. But I get to a point where I say, Lord, I am sowing a seed, just one seed, of faith to trust people in the sea of unbelief, in this field of unbelief of mine, and allowing God to water and grow that part of me. So I'm pulling from my inside, changing my story. My story used to be years and years ago, I don't need people. People hurt you, people let you down, people aren't trustworthy. I had a situation and this only came out when as an adult, but as a very young child, my dad had stood me on top of a very large, we used to call them tall boys, in your bedroom where you store all your small goods, a tall boy. I don't know how else to explain it. Anyway, he stood me on that, and I was probably 2 or 3 years old, and he told me to jump. And as I jumped, he turned and walked away, and I fell on my face crying. Didn't hurt, break anything, but it sure did impact me inside. And he said to me, don't you ever trust anybody. And so without even that being something in my consciousness, it was always in my subconscious as I grew up. And so I walked around saying I don't trust people. And only as an adult did I start putting things together. And so that's where my digging deep went from. So, and today I do realize that my dad, as a young teenager or younger than a teenager, was sexually abused in his home. So he didn't trust his family. And I found out he was telling the same thing to my sisters. He was just trying to protect his children, but didn't know how. And that was how he thought he could protect us. So, that being said, emotions are there for a reason. Acknowledge them, allow yourself to feel them. Don't go for the food, no judgment, but don't eat your emotions, don't drink your emotions, don't medicate your emotions. If it means that you take a walk and think about your emotion, do that rather. And it's a process. This can take months, years, one step at a time, no judgment. And don't fake it. Don't fake it until you make it. Let it really become a part of who you really are. You see, now is the journey that we have. Right now is all we have. So live in this right now. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling mad, find that special person. If you can't, then speak. And if you believe in speaking to God, speak to God. Cry out and say, "These are the emotions," and see where they take you. See how the onion unpeels. And in the end, all we have is right now. And it is perfect. It's fine. You are doing great. You are okay. Remember, you are a spirit. You have a soul, which is your mind and your emotions, and you live in a body. And you guys have a blessed day, and we shall chat again. Love you. Bye-bye.